On the away side.
Oh, Jesus. I wasn't ready. Hold on. On
See,
the home side.
that was a jump scare to everyone.
Just bang, footy
And
shorts.
those that are just listening, we just stood up and we're both wearing footy shorts.
Because it is early in the day.
And it's
One
hot.
of our rare early in the day recordings.
Yeah, well, you make me do it. Force me to readjust my hangover because we have to suit your needs.
I didn't force you to get home at 4:30 in the morning.
Technically, I didn't go home at 4:30 in the morning. I fell
Sorry,
asleep at 4:30 in the
four.
morning.
Sorry, I didn't force you to go home at 4 in the morning.
Technically, I didn't get home till about 11, so
To wherever you were staying.
I was at a friend's house
Yes.
and we were having fun.
Yes.
Like, sleepover.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I'm saying is I haven't forced you to do it.
And all I'm saying is, yes, here we are.
I offered to record Monday. I said we can record Monday. It makes it easier.
We tell people we put it out on Monday.
Mm.
I don't know. That's the point I was trying to make.
Fair enough.
My face just wants to do this.
But it's just not happening.
No, no, it's just I have to force it not to because all it wants to do is smile, and that's because you.
Ah, it's because you. It's why I smile through all of these.
And that's as nice as we're going to get, people.
Let's break some glass.
Welcome to episode 68. We're not quite at 69, which means we're not completely fucked yet. So, Powerade is here, and we're ready to go. It is prime time, and as Jared is holding in his beautiful hand, pump.
Pump.
Let's pump it up.
Yeah.
Let's pump this shit.
Let's just start pumping.
How are you, my friend?
I am well. We obviously have had, well, our last episode came out on a Thursday. So it's been a week and a half-ish since
Tell
recording.
us why.
I got my wisdom teeth out on Sunday. It's the day that we usually record. So we could not produce. So we did an earlier one so that everyone got it earlier. And then we just had to take an extended break while I laid and cried.
He did. He's not lying. He laid, he cried, he whinged, he cried some more. His face got fat, looked like a chipmunk. But yet, somehow, I don't know how he does it. Everyone listening and watching at home, he still managed to look good doing it.
No, I did not. Do not believe a word that he
And if
said.
there was ever a
Not,
man to
I
just
did not manage to look
make
good doing it.
wisdom teeth
I did not
look
manage to look
good,
good doing it. I had
would
the
you
worst.
let me finish? I have the talking stick, motherfucker. I have evidence, footage. If you ever need advice of how to get through wisdom teeth and recovery, look at this man. Take his advice.
I don't have fantastic advice. I got most of my advice from you because you've done it before. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was good vibes. Had a good week. Um, And yeah, now we're good though. Now we're other than a little bit of bruising still on my face because they had to fucking ply one of my teeth out basically. The dentist was basically fucking standing on me. Other than the bruising, yeah, basically. Other than the bruising on my face that I've got from that, I'm feeling very, very good and yeah, ready to record again, ready to talk again. Good times.
It's very nice to have your voice back.
Yeah, it's very nice to have your voice back. This will definitely also be the longest I talk in one extended period in the last like week and a half.
Yeah, we've been building up this stamina.
Yeah, we're slowly getting there. Slowly, slowly,
Oh.
slowly.
Wouldn't say it is. I've had quite a lot of 10-minute conversations with you. Sometimes you can't stop you yapping. Yappy, yappy, yapper. Anyway, we got a new segment,
We do.
and we figured since there's nothing to fucking talk about,
Yep.
all the trade stuff's been talking about, the draft, there be that many fucking rankings of staff from of the draft from people all over the board. We got no idea about talent. We just hope for the best once our club picks it up. So we see a big name and it's like, whoa, who the hell is this kid? He's going to be a star.
Yep.
And then it's
Both
like,
our picks, like whoever we pick with 7 and 8, I'm gonna be like, yep.
I
Star.
become so ingrained in the draft pick story. I look at their footy history. I look at their highlights from wherever I can find it. I almost become stalkerish for the draft pick.
Which is weird for kids that are like just turned 18.
Yeah.
Gets a little bit weird.
Come to think of it, there's a lot of men, elderly men, consistently watching under 18 men play football, writing notes, talking about them, telling us exactly what to expect, their experience, their performance. Borderline stalkerish.
It's very stalkerish. It's extremely stalkerish.
There is an elderly guy, he's like 40, sitting in the back of the grandstand all by himself, headphones in, probably listening to the
Got his
radio, has his
notepad
notepad.
out.
Yep.
Yep.
And he's sitting in the back corner, he's writing little dot points about how this specific player is going. And then, you know what? He's got the opportunity to select from 43 other kids out there. Fucking field day for them, isn't it?
Got his binoculars. He's just
Oh, yeah, the binoculars. Probably a couple of voice motes.
hmm
Really puts it in perspective, doesn't
It's a
it? I think
horrible, horrible
froze
thing.
there.
That's okay. I got it on the back end, really puts it into perspective. Maybe it's a bad thing. But it's fine. It's fine. The draft is almost here, sort of. Not really, sort of.
It doesn't matter because regardless of their stalkerish antics that borderline push the boundaries of anything that is legal, we look forward to seeing what our club picks up in the draft.
Exactly.
And we appreciate your stalkerish antics for giving us the information we need so we know what our club needs come when our pick is selected on draft night 1 and 2.
Thanks, guys. Thank you,
Well
recruit.
done.
God's work, recruiters.
And yet, sometimes you still fuck it up.
We always fuck it up. I was about to say they do all that work,
Oh,
all
yeah,
that
you're
prep.
whingers.
That's fine.
Oh, we don't get enough in the draft. Oh, get picked
I was
7
about
and
to
8.
say how we fuck up all of our opportunities at the draft.
I wasn't done.
Okay.
Anywho, good luck to St. Kilda. I wish you all the best.
I wish us the best too.
Saints fans, you are my favourites. Anyway, as I said about 15,000 minutes ago, we have a new segment.
We do.
It's called Shower Thoughts.
You know, when you're sitting there and all of a sudden the brightest idea of all time comes to your head and you're like, something this needs to be out in the world. This needs to happen. And it always happens right as you've just put the body wash onto the roof. And you're like, hang on a second. There's something up here.
And you're just like in the middle, you got nowhere to put it. So it's like, it's in there.
Yeah. It just bounces around the walls. And you're like, I need this to be out somewhere. And that is shower thoughts. And it's our brilliant ideas that we are presenting to the world of AFL.
I'm very proud of this.
Yeah.
I feel like when I came up with the idea for this segment, I stumbled upon gold
Yes.
and then was given a lot of cash.
This was one of the rare ones where the thing that's going to be in the segment came before the idea of the segment. Like you said the thing, and then it spawned. Oh, we should do this, and then it happened. So I think that means that you should go first because your idea sparked this whole thing. So I think you should go first with your first shower thought.
My shower thought for this week um, is, I think, and when the funny thing is, put it in so everyone can envision what was happening. When I was telling you about this idea that I had, Jared had the pleasure to witness me just fucking spiral into whatever ended up being my shower thought, and then this segment got, you know, born as well. Present beer footy. Beer footy is quite simply a drinking game. You have 120 minutes to drink as many beers as possible, or drinks per se. And there are, yeah, every drink you finish is a goal. Every drink you don't finish is a point because you missed it. There's obviously 120 minutes. There are point deductions, 50-meter penalties, and stuff like that do occur. But if you can turn it into an actual drinking game, I think beer footy is a winner.
There's something in that. There is absolutely something in that. You can like, 50-meter penalties, obviously it could be like a time thing. Like, you could cut off like, it's 120 minutes, but you could cut off 10, say, or like, cut off 15. You can there's a lot of variations about it. And it's something as well that you can play it while watching the footy. It's not related to the game, obviously. Like you're not drinking for how many goals they kick or whatever. But you can do it while you're watching the footy and you just get that footy brain, and it's just the best thing in the entire world. And I love it. I think it's an incredible idea, and now it needs to be marketed.
Mm. I just think you could make 120 minutes. It's a longevity. Like people play fucking all kinds of beer games and
Mm,
drinking games. They make shit up while watching the footy. Why don't you do your own beer footy?
exactly.
You could, for example, kick the footy. Like there's an episode of Friends where Joey and Ross are throwing the ball and they want to throw the ball as long as possible, and then everyone else joins in and then they put the ball down. You know, you could be kicking the footy and then holding a beer, right? And that could be part of the game. If you drop your beer or drop the ball,
Hero drop the footy. Yeah,
yeah, it's only a point. Whereas every time you do it, you kick a goal, I think.
I like it. I'm a fan.
The only problem is do not talk about this when you're extremely hungover.
Because the sound and sight of beer right now would would hurt a man.
And I'm that man. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my shower thoughts this week.
Very,
What were
very good.
yours?
That's a hot start. My one this week, obviously, as we know, the Indigenous All Stars thing is sort of on the horizon kind of thing, and it got me thinking again, which I think about every fucking 3 weeks. I feel like I always think about state of origin and getting it, like bringing it back kind of thing. People complain like, it's just adding injuries, it's just adding games to players' schedules that they don't need to play kind of thing. Here's my theory, all right? You can keep it really prestigious, you're not ruining it kind of thing, blah, blah, blah. You do it Olympic style. You do it every 4 years. Once every 4 years, you have a state team, like a team for each state. In that 4 years, there's a gap in the footy calendar, and like this also makes it that only every 4 years. It's not a gap in the footy calendar every single year, but there's a gap in the footy calendar where you play for your team in like a tournament style competition kind of thing. You play each state, whatever kind of case may be. You do it pool games, whatever the fuck, however you want to do it. You do it once every 4 years, but also you also have the Indigenous team as well. That's like the thing is like you can have your Vic teams, your WA teams, your SA teams, everything like that, but you have an Indigenous team too, and it would be incredible. So my theory is this is the way to get around the people that complain that it's going to ruin players' things. Once every 4 years, you'll be fine. Get over it. It's still prestigious because you're playing it once every 4 years and you're including everyone around, and people are gonna want to play in it. Like I know people are like, "What's the incentive?" Playing for your state, that's the incentive. You
Yeah.
be able to play for your state. People will do that. People do it when they're in juniors. They want to do it, or when they're older, they want to be able to represent their state. You see the amount of like Tasmanian footballers that love everything about Tasmania kind of thing. they're going to want to do it anyway. So just do it Olympic style so you don't have to organize it every single year. Do it once every 4 years. Get all your teams around, have a bit of fun. That's my shower thought.
Love it.
Yep.
I like the pool system.
Yeah, you can you can separate them in two kind of thing if you need to. Like, you randomize it, have them play each other, and then after that, the top two teams from each fucking thing play against each other, and then and then it makes it the rest of the way. That's my theory.
So it'd be Queensland, Victoria, New South Wales, South Australia, WA. Oh, I don't think you'd fill out Tassie.
I think
Um,
you'd be able to fill it out.
Tassie. What else am I forgetting?
There's an ACT.
Obviously, the Northern Territory,
Yeah, I don't know if you could fill out an
but they
ACT.
can be the Indigenous team. So you have 7 teams. You all play each other once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you
I
get
mean
like
the
top two.
longevity of it. Yeah, it could be the year where you just change the fixture to make sure that every team plays once.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. What, like once every 4 years, you cut it down a little bit to a 17 game, season, or with Tassie's going to be in there next year or whatever year. So, you cut it down a little bit, make it so that it's easier for everybody. Then you play it around, have a bit of fun. And I want State of Origin back still. So I want the big V back.
State of Origin, yeah, it's been around. Hasn't been around for a long, long time. The closest memory I have was that centenary game where they played the Dream Team versus
And we had the,
the
the charity match
Big
for the
Vic.
a couple years ago, and that was really good
Yeah,
too. And that was so much fun. And now I don't know why they don't do it more often.
and they could play it at Ninja Stadium.
Good segue. Yeah.
What a fucking name for a stadium!
Good thing it's not a stadium that gets used very often. Like it's like a few times a year kind of deal, but very funny. Very, very funny. Probably the best in Australia now, I would say.
I love Ninja, obviously being the house brand name, is elite in itself, but the logo is elite.
Yeah.
And then I just can't wait till they release the fixture, which is another segue, by the way, in a second. When they release the fixture and you see on the fixture North Melbourne versus West Coast at Ninja Stadium,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
exciting part about that matchup is Ninja Stadium. It's
I'm
set
so
to fucking
excited.
thrill down there, let me tell you.
So excited for the Fox Footy Saturday 1:45 game. Kelly Underwood opens up the broadcast. She goes, "Welcome to
Welcome to
Ninja
Ninja
Stadium."
Stadium.
It's gonna be fucking incredible. And I am so excited.
And then the first game they have there of ninjas, it's just everyone dressed up in like blenders because everyone's like, "Oh, hang on a second,
Oh.
that's an air fryer."
It's not the right one. I know. Marvel Stadium had the record for a while for the stupidest name. And now I think Ninja has taken the crown, which is very funny, and I love it.
See, I love it because stadiums in general, and this is my thought I had the other day, which was when it's like grounds or stadiums have a name change, it's pretty significant because it's like that's how we now have to recognize that location. Unless you're at the fucking Gold Coast, you change your name every year. Heritage Bank,
Wouldn't know what they're at now.
Metricon, People First.
Yeah. It's just constant swapping, swapping, swapping.
But yeah, so well, Marvel obviously the Telstra Dome,
Docklands,
Colonial Stadium,
Etihad,
Docklands, Etihad,
a
Telstra
lot.
Dome. Telstra Dome is the most iconic name for a stadium ever.
I
I
do
don't
like
care what
Telstra Dome.
anyone says.
Telstra Dome is my
It
favorite one.
is incredible.
Yeah. Telstra Dome is easily my favorite one. Of those like bunch that they put together, Telstra Dome is my favorite one. Just because it suits it perfectly. It's a fucking dome.
It is a
That is
dome.
what it is. Telstra
Why
Dome.
couldn't they call it the Marvel Dome?
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. The Marvel Dome would have been good. I don't like I get Marvel now kind of thing, but like I'm a big fan of the name changes, but Telstra Dome is easily the best one. Imagine if one day they change like the name of the MCG or some shit like that. Can you imagine the fucking outcry if one day like
You
you know
couldn't.
like I know this is an example, like obviously overseas, Barcelona, they have the Camp Nou. It's like one of the most iconic stadiums of all time. And then Spotify bought the naming rights to it. So it's the Spotify Camp Nou, and people fucking hate it. Like people hate it more than anything in the world because it's one of the most iconic stadiums of all time, and they put Spotify in front of it.
That's like Legos buying out the Colosseum.
Yeah. Although I like, it's okay. I don't mind that.
Legos Colosseum.
That one's not that bad. I'll actually give that one a pass.
Legos see the Colosseum.
I don't mind that one.
But it's like, this is my thing. And I hope they never do that in the history of the game and while we're alive. Never change names like the MCG, the SCG, Adelaide Oval. They're all iconic. I know, but they talked about possibly when they redid the whole Adelaide Oval, there was that conversation of, do we have a sponsor?
Yeah.
The outcry. Two things about the Adelaide Oval that will never change is the scoreboard on the
Scoreboard.
hill and the name.
I know the scoreboard's not going anywhere. I can tell you that for isn't the heritage listed? I'm pretty sure it's heritage
Yeah,
listed.
so that
Yeah.
whole end of the Adelaide Oval with the trees behind, and the score was pretty much all heritage listed, so they cannot touch it, which is great.
Yep.
It does mean, in say 10 to 15 years, the population grows and you have to sort of redevelop everything. And Adelaide Oval has to go from 55 to 65,000 people to be fitting
Very
in.
good people.
There's that question for down the track. But my point is, I, I don't, I love something. Well, I don't like change. I love it's a consistent thing, like everything's, you resonate with that. Telstra Dome instantly, for my mind, just goes, right, mid 2000s, Friday night, Channel 9 scoreboard. You've got Dwayne Russell and Eddie Maguire commentating, or Dennis Cometti on the fucking comms. And actually, probably was mainly Dennis, but like Dennis and Eddie, and he's got Derm and Gary Lyon as special comments. Got Robbo on the boundary, Dr. Peter Larkins.
Peter Larkin.
That's Telstra Dome.
My thing with Telstra Dome, I don't know why this is the one. I think I saw a video of it like not long ago. My Telstra Dome thing, and like you said, Channel 9 scoreboard, like quartermate, like everything. It is the James Hird goal where like it's at the top of the
Yes.
dome. He runs up to the crowd and gives it. That's Telstra Dome to me, kind of thing. And like each iteration of the Marvel Stadium name change has a different thing for me, kind of thing. Like just Docklands, just itself. I just think of that 2009 Saints Geelong game, but Eddie had as a whole, I think of St Kilda because when like Eddie had first kind of came in, St Kilda were getting pretty good kind of thing. And it was like this whole thing. And every year that I've been a member of St Kilda, it was Eddie had kind of thing. And then it became obviously Marvel, which is now and not great. All I resonate with Marvel is that it's been under construction for like 2 years and there's just constant shit being done. So every iteration of the name comes with it, the memories of the things. And I can't wait for when fucking Cam Zurhaar kicks the winning goal at Ninja Stadium, and in 11 years' time, someone goes, "Do you remember that goal that Cam Zurhaar kicked at Ninja Stadium?" I'm
That's the thing we got to resonate with.
so excited.
What a mark by Zane Dersma, riding the
Ninja
back of
Stadium
Jerry
is alive.
McGovern under lights at Ninja Stadium, which is technically dark by 4 o'clock because it's Hobart. The memories, huh?
So good.
So the thing about Marvel, what resonates with me about Marvel, you say construction and all that. Marvel is basically Port's bitch.
What stomping ground? Can't lose there.
Yeah. Talk about superheroes.
Jason Orr Francis turns into fucking prime Michael Voss on fucking Marvel
He
Stadium.
does, doesn't he?
It's fucking freak. It's fucking
Zach Butters
disgusting.
has flash speed powers.
Travis Boak
That's
fucking winds back the clock 6 years every single time he plays there. I'm like, what the
it's quite
fuck?
and it's always against St Kilda
Yeah, I know. It's fucking bullshit.
or the Western Bulldogs.
Hmm.
Brandon Zerk Thatcher makes Jamara Ugelhagen turn into his puppy.
And Harry Mackay that one time.
Yeah, Salva Radicale becomes the greatest sport ever. Yeah, but welcome to Ninja Stadium.
I'm so excited.
It just makes me think though. Everything has a fucking sponsor.
Hmm. No good.
Like I like it, but I don't like it because
Some of them you don't even think of anymore though. Like Toyota AFL Premiership, you don't even think anymore. I don't even associate Toyota AFL Premiership with the car anymore. That's just how I've known. It's just how I've known the season to be for as long as I've known it has been Toyota AFL Premiership season. I don't even think like, yeah, it's a car. Like it's not even. Some float in effortlessly, some do not. You know, like it's bizarre.
like everything needs a sponsor. I look at the AFLW website right now,
Hmm.
and it says the ladder thanks to BHP.
Yeah, it's all the
What the
triple
fuck has BHP done to that ladder?
Harvey Norman replays. Yeah, it's
Macca's moments.
yeah. You see it everywhere now. It's like this is. I
I'm
understand it's 'cause the
McLovin
league
it.
needs money. I understand it's probably good for the league and as a whole because there's more money coming into it. But God, there's a lot of fucking sponsors.
Even the website on the AFL website in the top right corner, it says created by Telstra.
Always.
Anyway, so the fixture's going to come out soon.
I'm excited. I mean, like I say that every time. I'm excited for the videos that the clubs release for when the.
Yes. There is so many creative ones. Obviously, yeah, there are some really, really creative clubs out there. And I'll speak personally on Ports. The two that stand out from my thing was they one year they released it as the F1 intro with the F1 music, and then that went through. That's my favorite one ever. Um, but there was also one year where they were like, admin forgot to create a video, so they did it on PowerPoint.
Those are good too. It's either one or the other. You either have no effort or it's like all the effort. You just do one of the two, and they always work really, really well.
It's incredible. So I hope clubs have some really creative minds this year, and I'm sure they'll base a few things um, on events that have occurred this year and stuff like that. If GWS don't have a video of Toby Green just reading out the fixture, like his
Oh,
apology video,
fuck,
that would
that would be
be
so good.
incredible. That
Oh,
is my idea for you, GW. You can take it from me
take that one for
now.
free. Well, you know what I
Just
think
have
would be funnier?
Toby Green reading it out.
I think it'd be even funnier if Sydney did it with Isaac Heaney and took the piss of themselves. I actually think that would be even
Yes.
funnier because, like, either way, whether one of them does it or the other, I think that'd be fucking hilarious. Just him like walking in front of the press conference background and just holding up a piece of paper, being like, "Round one." Like, fuck, that would be funny.
It would be genuinely hilarious.
I think Sydney's one last year was one of my favorite ones, like of ever, where they just went up to randoms and tried to get them to guess the names of the teams,
Mhm.
and it was like who we're playing. Like that's one that sticks out in my mind. So if Sydney could do that, like with the Heaney thing, I'd be like, that is funny. Like that is a really funny thing to do.
Yeah, I love that. I think that is a great idea.
Oh, there you go. There's
Um,
your ideas for free, GWS and or Sydney, one of the two. Take it, please.
you're more than welcome to just steal our thunder. Um, I don't know what other clubs could do.
I mean, like, yeah, you're trying to think of it all. Like, I'm trying to think of like any other ways that
Geelong could present their fixture on 24 cotton on t-shirts.
They could
And
have
they just
Bailey
keep
Smith
ripping them
posing
off one
shirtless.
by one.
Bailey Smith's just posing shirtless, just holding a cotton on t-shirt, and it just has like the name of who they're playing.
I'd watch that video.
I would
That'd
too.
be a stupid, sexy video.
Adelaide could get every one of their new signings because they have about 17 of them and just pick a round for each.
No, Richmond could do it with their draft picks.
Yeah. Oh, even better. Even better.
Yeah.
Richmond get all their draft picks to name the thing because they'll have all 24 that they need. Yeah, that's good.
Melbourne do theirs in white powder.
They're never escaping it, Melbourne. They can never escape what they have to deal with.
Nah, fuck them.
They
That'd be piss funny. They take the piss out of themselves. It'd be
res
great.
respect to them. They fucking they keep going.
Hawthorn have Ken present in plane.
Oh, I
Like
already
every time they cut to an away game, they have Ken going like that.
Ken's head like on a plane.
No.
I mean, Port could do that, to be fair. Port could do it as Ken's head on a plane, and just every time they have to travel away, it's like a graphic of the plane moving to a different city. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who did it on
Yeah.
someone did it on The Sims. Might not have even been AFL, might have been an NFL team. I think the LA Rams last year did it as a Sims thing. And they got all the
Really?
teams they were playing as like a Sims character, and then at the end they put them all in the pool and did that. It's very good.
Yeah, all right, that.
But no, fixture release time is always good. And then you find out who you play twice, and every team supporters say that their fixture is the worst and say that everyone else's team is the best, and then it's the constant cycle. It's like that with umpires, you know. It's the same as the umpires, and that your team is the one that's getting stiffed and nobody else's, and it's like, all right.
And obviously, next year's the new year of the broadcast deal, so things will change a little bit. There's going to be about 20 odd Thursday nights, which I love. I think Thursday night footy has become a stake in it's become like Monday night football for the NFL, I think, for the AFL. So that's really, really good. I really love the idea of well, we talked about Sunday night footy, but you wouldn't have it as seven
Can't go
ten.
too late. Yeah, you can't go too late. You have to.
We had the idea off air that we thought having the AFL need to create a time slot if you're going to do Sunday night football. So if you Sunday night football, the equivalent of, and they could almost do this where they manipulate it in a way to test it as a thing for like grand final day. So they always
Yeah,
talk about, oh, can we have like nighttime grand final and the time slot there? So if you go 5:40, 5:10, a time slot that's earlier enough to finish so everyone can go home for work on Monday. It's late enough in the day to classify it as a night game.
Mhm.
It's going to get everyone's attention because it's Sunday night. And
Yeah.
you're going to be watching TV at the dinner table, or you're going to be coming home from work. Some people work on Sundays and stuff like that. It's early enough in the day as well that you can do whatever you want on a Sunday. You can go out, mow your grass, cut your bushes, get pissed,
And then put the
whatever the
footy.
case may be, and then go to the footy or put the footy on. Create a prime time slot. And if you want to do that, especially with Channel 7, because they're going to get like 3 games per week where they can properly broadcast it. They're going to only going to get a handful of Saturday night games or whatever the case may be. I think it's like the first 8 rounds of the year or whatever the case.
Or yeah,
They
or
don't
it's
get
like
it.
the big games or some shit like that, or whatever it is.
Yeah. So, with that in mind, they can create their own time slots. So I think having the 5:10, 5:40, you don't have to do every week, like we did with the Carlton Essendon game.
I was about to
Uh,
say that's a good example of it in that that is a very highly watched game. I think the Sunday night time slot, the attendance might not be great, sort of depending on where it is, kind of thing. In like the
Ninja Stadium.
if it's a Ninja Stadium, no one's gonna fucking be there because no one wants to be out at 5:10.
I'd go for the
But
name.
but the 5:10, 5:40 will be a very highly watched TV time slot, and I think that's really good for Channel 7 if they could convince the AFL to have them as the 5:20 or whatever the case may be. Because people, like you said, yeah, people are. It's Sunday night, everyone's just sitting around with their families, eating dinner, whatever the case may be. Put the footy on, the footy's there, kind of thing. That's the number one thing. I think the TV ratings would be really, really good for a Sunday. And I want Sunday night-ish footy. Like I obviously don't want it too late. But like the Carlton Essendon games, like we talk about, they're good fun to watch. I like that whole kind of thing. It's a nice sort of way to cap off the weekend with a late sort of Sunday game. And then yeah, like I wouldn't mind it. And then like you said, it's a good way to test other time slots. You can test times at work, test times that don't. test what is good here and what's bad here. Like, you know, the grand final was on a time that they never really played at anyway. They played like 2:10. So it's like, you may as well start testing games like 5:20 and just figure out if it's going to work kind of thing. But yeah, no, I like the idea of a Sunday one. And like you said, Channel 7 need to obviously experiment a little bit because they're losing a lot of their games this year, which sucks. I'm a big fan of Thursday night footy, which I always have been. But Thursday night, Friday night, and obviously the Sunday games, start fucking around a bit. Start figuring out what's fun, what's good. Right now, the 4:40 Sunday time slot is just stuck in Perth. Like that's always what it's going to be right now because one, the West, like the Eagles aren't that good, and that's like the way that the time Perth times work is obviously 3 hours back. But now you can start to experiment a little bit and just have like, just see how you go with a 5:10, see how the TV ratings work, see how the attendance is, and you may as well test it, give it a try. You're never going to know unless you don't try.
The AFL's ever taken on that mantra. They've done it plenty of times in other spots, let me tell you.
Done it for the actual league itself,
Yeah.
not the TV scheduling.
I do it too late though, because we have to record Sunday night AFL.
Yeah, I
So
know. Not 7:10 games. 5:10 would be great.
because if you do that, then I don't know. The last game doesn't exist and we'll probably record anyway.
We'll record while it's on. We'll just keep looking over and be like, someone's getting out.
Ah, Jake Waterman's kicked his third and West Coast bring the lead back to 42.
Classic.
Yeah. But yeah, fixture is going to be fun. Broadcast deal is going to be fun. Keen.
Keen for 2025 already. This is the nature now. Now there's a bit of a dead spot for footy for a while.
Oh, it always goes trade period, fixture release, draft, and it's like, and then it's December and January, which were just the worst. Because you got holiday season, stuff like that. Luckily, some people like us too are invested in the cricket, so that's okay.
The BBL.
But yes.
No.
No. Tried, man.
No, it's fun.
I went to like every game, like a diehard
Hard
fan.
Strikers fan.
Yeah, I was right on. I was a member. I went to every game, saw them win the premiership, and now I don't even bother going.
I
It
think
was like years.
I think like 7 or 8, like BBL 7 or 8, I was
What are
like
we even up to?
like 14 maybe. I don't know. But like BBL 7 or 8, I was like a pretty big into it. Like Stars were pretty good. I was going to a few games. They were packing out crowds. Like Stars Renegades was getting like 85,000 at the G. And now it's like you wouldn't they wouldn't half pack Marvel right now. But maybe it gets better. Who knows? We'll figure it out.
Well, let me tell you, they didn't half pack the question we did this week.
That's certainly one of the segues.
What was the question this week, Jared?
We had a couple. First one we had was who would you say is your team's Indigenous All-Star? Obviously, the Indigenous All-Star game, or All-Star team for a game against Fremantle got announced, which is very, very cool. And then the second question was what is the best celebration in footy? Historic, repeated, one-off, whatever it is. What's your favorite one? We can talk about the first one first. Who is your Indigenous All-Star? Do you have one that you'd like to talk about?
Someone screamed at me during the week because I said, like for Port in particular, it's Willie Rioli.
Mm.
And I was like, what about fucking Jason Horne-Francis? They got me, obviously. I can't argue with that. But something about Willie Rioli for Port that, sort of a barometer up forward. We know what Jason Horne-Francis can do, but I think Willie Rioli's been phenomenal for a few years now at Port, at West Coast, premiership player, obviously. So he's mine. What about you?
For me, and there's a comment obviously on Instagram as well, but mine is Nazaya Wanganeen-Milera. Just got that flair. Also has
He's got
the
that dog in him.
yeah, but also you look at that name, Nazaya Wanganeen-Milera. All you need are those two names, and you are guaranteed to be a star of football. And he is. Nazaya Wanganeen-Milera is fantastic. Obviously, we also have Brad Hill as well, who has been more of the veteran of it all and has led it for a very, very long time. And we've got some other young and up and comers as well. Marcus Windhager is in there too. So it's very, very good. But yeah, for me, Nazaya, who is an absolute freak, off the halfback, is very, very good. And I'm looking here at my list as well. Renee, another Wanganeen. For the past, Gavin Wanganeen and Sean Burgoyne, of course, and then currently JHF and Sam Powell Pepper, who will be coming back early-ish next year, I'm going to assume.
Gripe to pick. I know we're in the middle of the question, so I do apologise for this, but Fox footy. I swear you're becoming dumber and dumber and dumber. Whoever your makeshift, team that does the social media and creates those 2025 teams. Do you even know what the hell's going on with football at the moment? Fox Footy, they're so invested in all these power rankings and look at us, we're the main broadcasters and get the fucking teams right. Don't go out posting this is your club's best 23 for 2025. And on ports, you're missing Sam Powell Pepper. Love the comments, by the way. Does Sam Powell Pepper play bowls? And I was like, yeah, you know what? You're just stupid. Do you even know what Port's team is?
And then you look round one though. Like, were they meaning it for? Were they meaning round like your first 23 in round one?
Doesn't matter. He's going to be playing round one.
That's what I was going to say. I just don't know if he's like. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like
they had Mitch Lewis in the Hawks team.
Yeah, okay.
He cooked his knee in round 18.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, they're fucking stupid.
I agree with that too. I saw arguably the funniest comment I've ever seen in my entire life on the Saints one. They released the projected best 23, and they had Hunter Clark in the back pocket, and the comment was, "What in the Alan Richardson is this?" I thought it was the funniest fucking thing I have ever seen. It's because Hunter Clark is very talented and they're like, he has to be in there somewhere, but they didn't have a position for him. So they were like, fuck it, we'll just put him in the back pocket. And they moved Stocker to the bench. And I was like, just put him on the bench. It's fine. We don't have that, we're not that invested in Hunter Clark. He can start on the bench. It's okay. You can put an actual backman in there.
It's also okay because the bench exists so you can play and rotate. It's not like you're being benched.
No, it's not like you suck. Like it's like you're going to be playing in the game. Very fun.
Ports, they had Boak, Wines as your first two on the bench. If I'm looking at the bench and I've got Boak and Wines sitting there, I'm thinking, I'm in a pretty good shape.
It's like my starting 18 must be pretty fucking good.
Then they had Kane Farrell on the wing.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. And they've done that. They put Kane Farrell on the wing, and they also don't have Houston. Like, how do you manage to squeeze him out?
Get better, Fox Footy.
But yeah, we didn't have any other Indigenous All Stars anyway of the comments, so it's kind of a perfect, well, not a lead into the next one, but the Fox Footy projected 23 is bizarre.
Anyway, the other question was celebrations. What's the best celebration? And people clearly didn't see the question either. So I got the ball rolling and tagged Xavier Dersmer in there. And he liked it, so it's good.
At least
shout out to Xavier Dersmer. Follows me as well. We're friends. We shared a beer once.
Shared once, like one glass of beer you shared?
Oh, well, no. I bumped into him at a pub. So hello. Drunkenly got a photo. Said I was the pair. Goes who? Thought he was going to dob me with the who asked business, and thought better of it.
Attaboy, Xavier. Hope you're listening. Hope you're listening and or watching.
Good bloke.
Yes, but that is a classic. The Dersmer bow and arrow, and this year he was an archer, which actually made it all very, very good. He was one of the best set shots in the league this year, and he has been a very, very good set shot for a very long time. So the bow and arrow is very, very fitting.
Goodness me. Just slap me in the face with some facts.
I was just saying, it's a very fitting celebration.
I've woken up.
I like it when a player uses a celebration that actually suits their style. you know?
his best one this year was the one he kicked one. I think it was on the 45, very tough angle, 45 out at Marvel's Dome, and then he slotted it. I think it was I think it was against the Dogs on
Hmm.
a Friday night, and he's done the John Cena.
Yes. Did
Like
the,
he just,
yeah. So good. I think he did it twice this
boy,
year. I think he did it
yeah, he
earlier,
did.
like early in the year, and then he did it later on after the senior retirement thing, and he was like, "I'll do it again. I'll wheel it back out," which
What a
is very, very good.
sensational,
Um,
sensational human being. Yeah, that might be in the moments of all things this year in footy for me.
one of your favorite moments, just
Definitely
the
on a list.
yeah, definitely on a list. Yeah,
Yeah, this.
definitely on a
You
list
might not see him on a footy field, but you'll see him on my list of things that happened.
of
It's
things that
there.
happened this year. It is certainly on there. But no,
Definitely
very
happened.
good.
Other one that was commented on that question was Justin Westhoff's chainsaw in '07 qualifying final. I was talking about the story off air about that being a ripper game to be at. 45,000 people and 45,000 teal flags just waving about. The flag's dead.
The flag is a bit dead. That is true,
The
actually.
flag is dead. I don't like that because, just barring the cheer squad and a few kids on the outer wings that you see, the flag is gone.
Yes.
And unless the club actually provides, sometimes they do the member recognition and they provide it on a game day or something like that, or the cheer squad gets an extra allocation or makes their own. There's obviously always banners and always posters. Can I have your boots? Ooh, ooh, I love you. Ooh. Anyway, um, see, I think the flag's dead, and it's sad because growing up, the flag was everything.
Yeah, I was a big flag
Waving
guy.
around aggressively, smack the person next to you. You poke them in the eye. You use it as a walking stick on the way into the ground. Every time there was a turnover, you was almost tempted to snap it.
Like a golf club over your knee. Yeah, we were having this conversation obviously before. The flag was a big part of both of our footy watching growing up. You were talking about your flag that you got and then you waved for 10 years straight, pretty much. I am a flag generational giver. My flag that I got, I then gave to my nieces who now wave the flags now. They are one of the rare people that do. And I'm sad that there's not many flags anymore because I really want I want more flags to be a thing other than obviously the cheer squads do it, which is fair. But yeah, flags everywhere else. I would like more of, or yeah, anything, just just something good.
When I picture, and this is personal experience, but I think you can vouch for anyone that waves a flag on game day when your team kicks a goal. When there was a big goal kicked,
Yes.
the way people would jump out of their seats, it's
Up.
a star jump.
Yeah.
It's wow, that's the image I have in my head. People just do, oh, holy shit. Not happening anymore. You do that when an umpire doesn't go holding the ball.
Yeah, that's when you get most of your crowd reactions. There's still obviously very, very passionate fans around that can. But I think the way to solve that is I think the club should start giving out flags for free. Flags cannot be that expensive. Surely you just start just like hanging them out like on the way into the on your home games, you can give out flags. You know how they give out they give out like clappers and stuff like that. Start giving out flags and then
God,
people
they're
will bring
annoying.
flags more. Yeah, I know. And flags don't make sound. Flags
No,
are fine. They're not
they
as
make that beautiful sound of flapping in the air and the air coming from it.
Yep.
And every club should do it with their standout colour. For example, St
Yes.
Kilda, red. Port Adelaide, teal. Richmond, yellow. It
Yeah.
would look so much more better than black flags or blue flags or whatever that get buried deep inside of the crowd colour as well.
Yeah. It's required and it's necessary to bring back color. And this is actually the thing that we were talking about, obviously, AFL Grand Final Day. We thought the colors were going to be really aesthetically pleasing and they weren't. But this is a way to bring back aesthetics in a crowd is you get the flags going, start getting the colors and everything moving.
Creates an atmosphere.
It does. Absolutely it does. I would 100% agree.
I agree with that. So thank you everyone for commenting. That was good. Brings back that memory and created a conversation topic, which flags are stupid sexy, Jared.
Can see the gears turning.
I was going to launch it sooner, but I thought I'd just edge you on a bit. And that's the way we get into stupid sexy.
Hello, Homer. Stupid sexy AFL players.
This. I don't know how to intro that. I just had a stroke. That's amazing. Anyway, and now
That's how
that's the
we
intro,
intro
and that's going to stay it in. Yep.
it.
Anyway, without even bothering, what's your stupid sexy this week, Jared?
What's stupid sexy this week? I think we're not on the same wavelength, but similar sort of vibes. I'm going to the AFLW territories, and I'm going with a not a moment, not a player, but I'm going with a site that I saw this week, and I got the media email earlier this week, and I was very very excited to see because it looks very very good, and it is the Saints AFLW Indigenous jumper. Now there is something about this jumper, and it's we've done a similar thing. It's the yellow instead of the white, which is, like what we've been sort of doing and thinking more of over the last few years with St Kilda, which is really, really cool. But there is one in particular, and it's the long sleeve version. And what they've done is instead of going the stripes, gone red and yellow directly down the middle, and then the black long sleeves. And oh man, I was like, that's that. That is good. And like it was just two, yeah, two big things, and then the black long sleeve, and I was like, it's a fucking good jumper that is. Obviously,
Yeah.
Indigenous round this round for the AFLW. So all the clubs, and Indigenous round is my favorite round because the jumper designs are incredible. They are unbelievable every single time, and they did not disappoint once again. St Kilda is on a hot streak with jumpers, and that is very very good. And I'm a big fan. So my stupid sex this week is the Saints AFLW Indigenous jumpers because they were fucking good.
Right. That.
Yeah, big fan. Got that email, and I was like, oh man.
Oh man, to apologize to my bank account. I bought some merch again.
Fuck, that website loves
Oh,
me.
what's that? Another tracking number.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my receipt, you say.
What is your stupid sexy this week?
Keeping the theme of AFLW this week. Now, normally we get pretty carried away with stupid sexy, but I think, to keep it a bit respectable
Really
and
don't
obviously talking about we're reeling it in this week. And whilst it's probably 95.5% confirmed, I would say, but just unless there's a horrible, horrible result next week. But the Port Adelaide AFLW side has been on a hell of a run. 5 wins in a row. They've been fantastic. They've got one game left where they play the Giants at home. And the Giants aren't in the greatest of form. So Port Adelaide's AFLW side are currently sitting 7th with a handy buffer of a game and also percentage, which means, like I said, 95.9% chance. Yeah, that makes sense. They could make, and they will play finals for the AFLW this year. And it's the first time ever. Obviously, they've been around for 3 years, but the massive step they've taken from being
shit.
cellar dwellers to last year, they were okay-ish in patches, to this year, they have been a pressurized force led by Matilda Scholes, Kirsty Lamb, Gemma Houghton, all of these players that stand up, some youngsters as well. They're just good footy team to watch, and they could do some damage come the final series. And I'm very, very, very proud and impressed of them. And I love a good feel-good story, and it's about time Port Adelaide had a feel-good story for a change.
And it's about time Port Adelaide had one where it was coming up the ranks and fighting their way up. It's really good. They are on the similar sort of wavelength to similar expansion side in Sydney, in that they are a young, exciting team. The fans really like it. They've got a lot of players that are really, really exciting. Sydney were obviously led by, stars, Chloe Malloy and things like that. Port Adelaide getting led, like you said, Jenna Houghton and Gemma Houghton and all these people and everything like that. Port are very, very good this year. And, they've had a really good moments as well. They obviously got the opportunity to play against the Dogs on the G before the Dogs Hawks final, which is a thing that, man or woman, that is an incredible, incredible thing to want to do. You playing a professional game of football on the MCG, and they got to do that. And they obviously fucking dominated. They smashed it, and they had an unreal game, and they've been able to ride the momentum. Like you said, sitting 7th, Andy Barfer, very close. Porter there, and they're like I said, barring a catastrophic capitulation, which I don't think is going to happen. what we'll be playing finals, and that is very, very exciting. Good for the league too. Very good for the league to see expansion sides coming up and doing what they need to do, playing good footy and making finals.
Ever since we complained about the league's actually been pretty good.
It's been okay. We also speaking of, we had a lot of very constructive. So for people that are watching this that saw that TikTok and engaged on that post, thank you very much because we had a lot of people, and I was fully expecting some real fucking shit blokes to be out and about and out in full force. But every comment on that was very, very respectful, very, very appreciative of the league in itself and wanting to see the league get better, which is all we want to see is the league get better. And it's happening slowly but surely. We're going to get there. I know that. I want it to. But I respect everyone for coming aboard with their also criticism of the AFL too, because there has to be. There's not going to be good unless there's criticism. So we're getting there.
There's one thing I know about footy fans. It's the fact that if there's one thing they can hate on and complain about more than anything else in the world, it's the way the fucking AFL's run.
It's the way that the whole thing is being done. They
Yeah,
love the sport, they love the teams, they love everything, but they hate the league.
yeah. You guys in your little suits and your offices up there, you don't know what you're doing.
Put me in there, I'll be right.
Everyone's a fucking CEO in their day, let me tell you.
Yep, absolutely.
That's why we have a podcast.
That's why we get to just voice our things here and shout into the void and be like, "Hey, fix it."
Hey, help me. Yeah. We get to yell and scream and shout about how the league's corrupt, our teams suck, and Travis Boak's stupid sexy.
And yes, at the start of every single year, about March 15th-ish, all of a sudden, all I can think about, all I want to know, and all I give any shits about is football. It'll always come back. It'll always be there. And no matter how much I say, hey, the game's gone, it fucking sucks, I will be there round one. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much it.
Nailed it.
I think we've done good.
Absolutely. Considering nothing is happening in the AFL landscape at the minute.
This is when we do our best work.
Yeah, because we come up with things like shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, and we went on a tangent about flags and
Stadiums. The stadium
sexy was the stadium names. I can't wait. Ninja Stadium, man, it's gonna be so good. What do you reckon the sports bet odds are?
First goal at Ninja Stadium.
I was just gonna say when Gold Coast changed their name again.
What did they have last year? People First? Was that the last year's one?
Nah, Heritage Bank.
When was People First?
It is now People First.
Wait, so were they not People First at all this year?
And People Second, apparently. Didn't put their people first to play in September, that's for sure.
Didn't put their People First to fucking win a away game until round 20.
I don't think they put their people first on the plane, let's be honest.
Oh dear. Bloody Gold Coast.
You reckon Damien Hardwick puts his people first? I reckon he does because he's bringing Dan Rioli in.
That's like 3 times. This one was
We had a lot to make up for.
We did well. We did very, very well. Thanks everybody for being on this journey with us.
Yeah. The last time we talked, Travis Boak wasn't signed. The
And
day after, he signed.
could have done a day earlier, so we could have spoken about.
All is good in the world, Jared.
All is well. Boak is back.
Yep.
Hope you enjoyed.
He's got your back, Bokey. You know me. I'm number 10, because you're a 10. I'm starting to become a recruiter and be a bit stalkerish. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you soon. All right. Cheers, Jared.
Okay, well, bye, everybody.
Where's the stop button?